The sea Zora, simply referred to as the Zora, are an aquatic race possessing traits of both fish and amphibians that are considered one of the main races of Hyrule. Known as the protectors of the waters, the Zora are prominently found in places such as rivers, lakes, or even the sea. The Zora of the Kingdom of Hyrule make their home in Zora's Domain, a large fountain located in the mountains of the Lanayru province that serves as the source of all the water of the kingdom, connecting to the river Zora, which flows all the way down to Lake Hylia. Despite the Zora living in fresh water, they are also able to live in salt water, as seen with their Terminian Zora of the Great Bay Majora's Mask and the Zora of Labrina in Oracle of Ages, who live in a subaquatic city. Zora come in different shapes and sizes, resembling various sea creatures such as sharks, manta rays and whales, though the common Zora are usually tall, thin, and more humanoid in shape. But despite these differences, all Zora share the same general characteristics, that being a tail-like fin on their heads, fins on their arms and legs which grants them extra movability in water, and gills on their torsos that lets them breathe underwater. The skin of the Zora is covered in a thin layer of scales that can vary in color depending on the individual. While in the era of the Hero of Time, the Zora were depicted with greyish-blue scales, Zora from other eras such as the Era of the Wild have a diverse range of colors, such as green, blue, black, white, purple, pink, and red. Much like fish, Zora reproduce by laying eggs, which hatch into little tadpole-like young. Zora eggs take 1 to 3 days to hatch from the moment they are laid. For a Zora egg to hatch, however, the water must be of proper warmth, as they are very sensitive to changes in the water temperature, and won't hatch unless all the eggs that were laid at the same time are in close proximity. Zoras have a long lifespan, aging at a much lower rate than Hylians, and are able to live for hundreds of years while still looking young. Young adult Zoras would even resemble children physically until they have a growth spurt. As a matter of pride, Zora hold themselves to a much higher standard of speaking as they age, talking in a very educated and polite manner to those around them. Being an aquatic race, they are skilled swimmers, being able to swim against strong currents and even up waterfalls. They are also known to be skilled fishers, their diet consisting primarily of fish and other marine life. Zora take pride in a strong sense of duty and respect for the history, laws, and leadership of the people. They record their history on stone tablets across their domain, as writing their knowledge on books on such a humid environment wouldn't be very effective. The Zora societal structure consists of a monarchy, ruled by a king or a queen. The most notable rulers of the Zora people are King Zora the Bone 16, Queen Rutella, and King Dorephan. The Zora worship the patron deity Lord Jabu Jabu, a well-liked being that dwells within Zora's fountain who protects them. Princess Ruto was the one charged to serve him during the era of the Hero of Time. They are a very peaceful and gentle race, however they didn't usually travel far from water sources, limiting their relations to other races, and were also very protective of their domain, only allowing entrance to official messengers of the royal family of Hyrule, with whom they had close ties with. However, as time went on, the Zora became more welcoming to travelers from across the land. Females of the Zora tribe have had major roles throughout their history. The Zora Princess Ruto, during the era of the Hero of Time, was known to be one of the sages of Hyrule who aided the hero on his quest to defeat the evil Ganondorf. And during the era of the Wild, Princess Mipha was appointed to pilot the divine beast Baruta as one of the champions of Hyrule, to battle against the cataclysmic evil known as Calamity Ganon. The Zora have evolved into other races and subspecies across the ages. In the Downfall timeline, there exists a more hostile race of Zora referred to as River Zora. These creatures are much more reptilian in appearance, having green, blue, or red scales, with large fanged mouths capable of shooting fireballs at their targets. Despite their aggressive nature, there are some River Zora that are more peaceful. In the adult timeline, however, the Zora took a more extreme form of evolution. After the world was flooded by the goddesses in an attempt to counter Ganondorf's return, the Zora evolved into the Rito, bird people with the ability to fly, protected by the spirit of the sky, the dragon Baloo. Though it is currently unknown if the Rito from Breath of the Wild evolved from the Zora, I believe that it is very likely, but we will have to wait and see if this is confirmed in the near future. And that was the biology and culture of the Zora. If you like this video, please leave a like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more videos like this one. Also, consider following me on Twitter and Instagram at Zelda Lore 86. This has been Zelda Lore, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.